guys, May here, and today I am doing a video for my favorite comebacks of 2018 so far. This is just the albums that I own, but obviously if I bought the album, that means I really like it. So this was originally supposed to be my top 5 K-pop albums of 2018 so far, and then I started to grab 5 albums from my shelves, and I just got stressed because when it comes to ranking things, you guys know that I just don't know how to do normal numbers. So I have 8 albums I'm going to talk about, along with a couple of albums that I feel like I should include, but I also feel like I shouldn't because it makes me feel like I'm cheating. But yes, please remember that these are my opinions, and just because I said that I loved another album and it's not in this video does not mean that I hated the album actually and I was lying to you. It just means that I like these albums more, and I can promise you that these are albums that I have been listening to fully from 2018 for as long as it's been out. So usually I do end of the year tag that everybody else does that was made by Random Me 2011, but nobody really does any like mid-year sort of things. So I thought this year that I would talk about some albums because I feel like it's been a really good year for K-pop, but it's also been a super saturated year. And what I mean by that is that I feel like there's so many releases coming out that it's very easy for people to overlook a release because there's 4 other releases that are like over there that they decide to look at instead. So some of these albums are kind of popular. Sorry, they're popular for a reason, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with some repackages that I feel like make me feel like I'm cheating, including them in this video. The first one is Red Velvet's Bad Boy. This is their second full-length album repackage, and this came out in February, I believe. No, January. This came out in January. I do own a copy of it. It is a repackage that came out in 2017, so I feel like I can't really talk about it too much, but I did want to show you that this has definitely been one of my favorite releases from this year, but it also came out last year, like the original album, so not all of this music was released in 2018. Also, because if I didn't throw this in there, everybody would be like, excuse me, this album though? So yes, again, album came out in 2017, so I feel like it doesn't count if I include the repack in 2018 as an album that came out in 2018 because it didn't. And finally, and I will say that I wish that 17's new album was already out at the time of filming this video, because even though this is only January through June, I would love to be listening to that album right now. I'm like so pumped for that comeback, but this was also very good. Also a repackage. Yes, let's go ahead and get started. These albums are in no particular order because I'm not good at ranking things. These are just my favorites so far, so you can consider all of these number 1 if you want. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was Day 6's Shoot Me. This is their 3rd mini album, Youth Part 1. This is a multi-part album. This came out at the end of June. And again, I feel like I'm kind of cheating by showing you this album because it's been out for like a week now. But I just need to talk about how much I love it because I had not heard any of the B-sides when I unboxed these albums, and I listened to the B-sides literally all the time. I love actually every single B-side on this album. It's so good. This is my favorite Day 6 album. This is my favorite band album that came out this year. Like, this is incredible, and I wrote on Twitter that if you haven't heard this album yet, I actually feel bad for you. Like, I respect everyone's taste, but if you haven't heard this, I actually feel bad for you because this is so good. So yes, please listen to it. Please love Day 6. This is just amazing. If you want to see an unboxing of the album, I'll link mine up above, but yeah, you don't even have to watch that. Just go listen to the music because that's what's really important here. Oh my gosh. My favorite tracks are definitely the 3rd song and Warning are my 2 that I like. I was listening to those 2 at the gym this morning in my gym playlist, but 99, like most of these songs except for there is a ballad song on this album are really good gym songs, just saying. And because I started going to the gym again after a long time, in May I think it was, I finally started going to the gym again. I've been really looking for gym playlist songs recently. If you'd like me to do a video on some of my favorite gym playlist K-pop songs, let me know because I actually will do one. Next album is Yojichingu's Time for the Moon Night. This is their 6th mini album. This is the Moon version, I believe. There were 3 versions released for this. They're also planning a summer comeback, I just found out the other day. But this album is really special to me this year and really stands out to me this year because I really didn't like their 2017 stuff, and when they came back with this, I was like, this is the G-Friend that I have been waiting for. This is the G-Friend that I adore and love and want to spend all my money on. And even though it was kind of a different concept for them, I still felt that like original G-Friend that I fell in love with back when they were little tiny flower buds. Songs that are really good on this album: Love Bug, Time for the Moonlight, Flower Garden is my absolute favorite. You Are My Stars also really, really good. One of my favorites of this year. I'm so excited for their summer comeback. I think it's going to be fantastic because G-Friend release awesome summer songs. This next album, again, I feel like I'm cheating, but we're gonna talk about it anyways. I feel like this entire like stack is me cheating. Nothing after this makes me feel like I'm cheating. It's just like Day 6's album and this album make me feel like I'm cheating, even though Day 6's album is completely valid and this is also completely valid. Priston's V's Like a V. Ginormous single album that's just like delicate, super delicate, and you can only hold it this way, and it's just, oh my gosh, packaging, 0 out of 10. I will say that the music on this is some of my favorite Priston music up to this point, including the full group stuff, all the full group stuff. There's only 2 songs on this album though, so I feel like, again, I feel like I'm cheating because you can't compare an album that has 10 songs to an album that has 2 songs. It just, you know, it's not the same. One of my favorite girl group releases from this year, for sure. One of the ones that I keep going back to, even though again this hasn't been out for very long. It came out in May and it's only July 4th today, so yes, love this a lot. Definitely give that a listen if you haven't already. Spotlight is the B-side. It's the only other song on the album besides Get It, but both great songs. Listen to both of them a lot. These next 2 albums are ultimate albums. I'm just gonna throw that out there because honestly, yeah, I'm saving the biggest surprise. I don't know if it's really a surprise, but the biggest surprise for last. So look forward to that. The Connect. This is only version 2. I have the other 3 sitting on my shelf. I can literally see them. They're right there. I didn't feel like bringing them all over here. Packaging wise, again, not a huge fan, but every song on this is super good except Fallen. Fallen is the only song that I really, really don't like, and I started listening to it again because like maybe a month or so ago I started like listening to this album a lot all over again, and I started listening to it all the way through, so I've listened to Fallen as well, and I'm okay with it now. I still don't really enjoy it very much, but I do want to be able to sing along to that song as well when I go to the concert this month. Oh my gosh, this month. Absolutely love Jealousy. It's so good. Destroyer is also fantastic. Crazy in Love is really good. Lost in the Dream is definitely one of those songs that I go back to a lot in this album. That and Destroyer. And If Only is super cute. It's a song Wono made on this album, and Special just sounds like if you were to define Monsta X with a song, I feel like I would use Special. I feel like it's just like a super Monsta X song. Super happy with this album. I'm so excited to see what they do next this year. They did release a Japanese full-length album, which is super exciting, but I definitely think that they have something else in store for us this year. My Mon Bebe senses are tingling. Yay! It wouldn't be a me video if I didn't talk about Infinite somewhere. Sungkyu's album is not in this video, spoiler alert, but I did need to talk about Top Seed. Even though I love Sungkyu's album, and if I could choose, like I looked at it and was like, oh, should I choose this one too? And I was like, I can't, I really can't, I love it so much, but super, super special to In Spirit, super special to Infinite. This is probably the last full group thing we're gonna get in a while, and I hope me saying that is jinxing it, and Willem's gonna release the repack information tomorrow, but even though today is Goldenchild's comeback day, but would we be surprised? Not at all. I really like this album. I love the flow of this album. I reacted to this entire album. It was the best hour of my life that I've ever filmed. Honestly, it was so good. I love Begin. I love Begin as an intro. I love Tell Me. I love Begin Again. I love Synchronize. I love No More. That song randomly When I was what randomly charted. Why Me? L, Sungjong, and Dongwoo have solos on this album. Like, can you even believe that those are the members that got solo songs? Like, they have solo songs. which is so cool. And Dongwoo and Myungsoo have talked about their solo albums coming out this year. Didn't even know that Dongwoo was gonna get a solo album ever in his life, but I'm so excited. I just love them so much, and this album has 12 full songs, which is just, or 11 full songs, 12 songs total, 12 tracks, but it just makes me so happy. And there's so many different like people who worked on this album, because Infinite were very consistent for so long with like the kind of like, they worked with Razor and they worked with Monotree and they worked with like, you know, the same people over and over and over again. And this album had so, like, this has people who've made Dreamcatcher songs on it. This album has like so many different producers and just so amazing. If you are watching this channel and you don't even kind of like Infinite, then I'm concerned. What are you doing here? I don't know. Next, this is one of those albums that you're gonna be like, of course you put this album in your video, blah blah blah. But can we just discuss for a minute? So my story with BTS, I love BTS. If you've heard this story before, I'm sorry that you're listening to me talk about it again. They're the group that got me out of hating Rookies. I used to hate Rookies for a little, like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And then I listened to BTS and they were kind of like, but you need to stan us. So I did. They have been my second favorite boy group, kind of switching back and forth with VIX for a few years now. They have released a couple albums since they like exploded that I haven't loved, but this one I can say honestly, like, would bet my life on it, and like if I was lying I would stop being an in-spirit. That's how confident I am that I love this album. Like, I actually genuinely like it. I don't like it because they have broken record after record after record with this album. I don't like it because they have however many million views on the music video. Like, I don't really care about any of that stuff, honestly. I mean, it's super cool, but like, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. That's not really important to me. I got into K-pop in 2009 when none of that was important. So this album, though, definitely has been one of my favorite things that's been released this year. Every song on this album is so good. I won't say every song on this album is my favorite thing BTS has ever released, but a lot of it is my favorite thing BTS has ever released. Fake Love is the title track. Fantastic title track, honestly. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody's probably sick of hearing it, but it's so good. It's really, really good. Love Maze, Magic Shop, Airplane Part 2, and Pen Man, those are all like my second favorite songs. Like that, love all of those. And So What? So What is so good. Also another very good gym song because it's 4 minutes and 44 seconds, but it's very fast paced, so you can like jam and run, and it's a great like last 5 minutes of your run kind of song, just saying. I absolutely love it so much. I cannot believe that Jungkook's Euphoria is not on this album. That makes me so mad, and I hope that when they release the repack of this that song is on there, because I will go to Big Hit's front door and I will knock on it and I will stand there until they give me an album that has that song on it. That makes me so mad. That is the only thing that could make this album better. I'm not trying to be like a bandwagon army. I'm not an army. I will tell you that I'm not an army. I just absolutely love BTS's music, and I think the boys are all super, super talented, and that, you know, it's just amazing. Like, this is just an amazing, amazing album. When it comes down to the music, forget everything else aside. If this was by an underrated rookie group, I would tell you the same thing, that I love this album. Less people would have heard of it then. Next, oh, this is the big surprise. We're gonna save that for last. So next is Ode to VIX. Again, every time BTS and VIX come back, I look at this because, like I said, they flip back and forth quite a bit between second and third place. And after this release, I can't tell you which album I like more between the two of them, honestly. So again, why I couldn't rank this album. The tracks on this, Scientist is a VIX song. That's all I can say. If you were to think of VIX, Scientist is a VIX song. 100% a VIX song. It shows off all the members' vocals, it shows off Ravi's rap ability, it shows off all the members' visuals, all the members' dance skills. They are such a core talented group, and I'm gonna be so sad when they start enlisting because that's not even allowed. I was listening through this album and I was like, okay, let's wait for a song that, you know, doesn't really click with me, and there really isn't one. My Valentine is the song I listen to the least, I'll say that, and Navy and Shining Gold is the second least song I listen to this album, but I like them. I listen to them quite a bit. My favorite songs in this album, though, are Odd Sense, Silence, which is not a very silent song. Oh my gosh. Escape, Trigger, Good Day. They're all so good. They're so, so good. And this is just such a core Vic's album, and it's probably my favorite full-length album from them that they've ever released. I think this is just fantastic. I haven't really agreed with a lot of what, like, everything else that's come out of Jellyfish so far this year, but this is something that I will fight you on. This album is a bop. Like, the whole thing is a bop. Listen to it. The last album, I don't know if it'll be a surprise really, but it's something that I wasn't expecting when it was first rumored to include it in this video, but then as it got released, I was like, wow, this is one of my favorite albums of this year. And when I was thinking about albums that would be in this video, there was no question that this album wouldn't be in this video. Like, it was like one of the first ones I wrote down. I had a list originally. I lost said list. So then when I was getting ready to film this, I just like grabbed albums and tried to remember everything that was on that list. But yeah, I feel like there was an album on it, and now I'm gonna find the list and be like, oh my gosh, I wish I had talked about that. NCT 2018's Empathy. Oh my gosh. This album is my favorite thing that NCT has ever released, and I think it's because half these songs were titled, or not half these songs, like all these songs were title tracks, because that just makes it so much better. I really like Without You and The Seventh Sense and Dream in a Dream, and yeah. Boss, Baby Don't Stop, Go, Touch, Yesterday. Black on Black is my least favorite song on this album. I'm just not a performance song kind of person, but I will say it's a good gym song. It is a good gym song. Listen to Boss, like, still regularly. Baby Don't Stop is, like, whenever I hear someone talk about that song, like, I don't even have to hear the song gets stuck in my head. Go is iconic from NCT Dream. I can't believe that the Dreamies did that. Touch is such a different 127 song, but I love it. And Yesterday is just so chill. I used it as a playlist intro in one of my videos, one of my playlists this year, because NCT released this over like the course of 2 or 3 months or something, like it was probably like 2 months. Yeah. And I'd never had Without You downloaded on my phone before, so as soon as I got this and like synced all the songs to my phone, I was listening to Without You like all the time, and like I've heard that song. Like, that is not a new song. So this was amazing. I was really hoping for a repack of this. Maybe SM will still give us one, but this is really, really good. The only complaint I had about this release was one, I didn't like the OT18 song very much. Black on Black, it was okay. And they didn't really give Kun a proper debut, and also when the track lists came out of the album, there weren't very many songs that hadn't been released yet. I still like to have songs that when I get an album in the mail, I can like listen to and be like, I've never heard this before, like this was not a music video, but I do like all of the songs that got music videos, which is like the entire track list. So yeah, this is kind of surprising, but if you look at my top 50 K-pop songs of the first half of the year, like, you would not be surprised that this is here. So yeah, that's it for all of my favorite comebacks so far this year. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will not yell at me in the comments for not choosing somebody else's album, because again, this is my taste, and I always write in my like top song videos, the ones that don't have me talking in them, that those songs are just based off of my own biased self, and I can't help the kind of music I like. I just like music. Let me know what your favorite things that came out so far in 2018 were down in the comment section down below, and if you liked this video and if you would like to see me do more of these kinds of videos in the future for like halfway through the year. It was an idea that I randomly had, and when I was planning other like mid-year videos, I was like, oh, I should do one of these too. Let me know if you liked this video, what your favorite things that came out so far this year were down in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!